Welcome back. You are in the Politbureau. Deputy President David Dabede Mabuza comes onto the national political scene pretty much an enigma, a closed book. But this week we got a glimpse into the man who is now the country's second in command and leader of government business. He appeared in Parliament for the first time to answer questions as Deputy President. The session didn't disappoint. There were many political jabs and uppercuts thrown in all directions, including this question on, from an MP and an ANC NEC member, rather this question on MP and ANC National Executive Committee member Mduduzi Manana, convicted of woman abuse.
Mr. Mabuza, welcome to your first Q&A session. How this works is that we ask you the questions and you provide the answers.
Yes.
Next time, would you mind reading the question paper so that you can give us the relevant answers? Thank you. Now, what empirical methodology will you use to assess and measure these programs you are speaking of to empower and protect women? How are you going to measure the success? And secondly, if you believe in protecting women, why is Mr. Manana still sitting there after he was convicted by a court of law for assaulting women? Mr. Mabuza, I enjoy my ice cream without waffle, so a short, concise, straightforward answer would be appreciated.
I think Manana has been convicted, he went to court, and we believe that people can be corrected. We don't have a dustbin where we throw people. We correct people, we move with them.
Listen to this take now on this issue from Nomalanga Mkhize, Dr. Nomalanga Mkhize. She juxtaposes this no dustbin to throw people with how the president responded when asked about Qedani Mahlangu accompanying him on a walk in Soweto. Listen to Nomalanga Mkhize now.
I think it's important to understand why they would both these two leaders would emphasize the fact that people have gone through process. As they sit right now, they have an elephant in the room in the former president, Jacob Zuma, who has to go through process. So it's very important for them to set the tone that so long as you go through process and you are held accountable, whatever comes out of that process, we will accept that. Because I think if they set the tone that in spite of process, we're never going to believe that you are accountable, we're never going to believe what is said about, you know, your attempts to rectify something, then you are putting yourself in a bit of a politically complicated corner, because now it means that even the big elephant in the room, if he goes through process but you don't accept the process, then is there a conspiratorial element to things? So it is kind of, it's not a really, it's a tricky thing for them. They've got to say, yes, people went through a process and this was the outcome, and that process was fair and it was transparent. And it was not a political process, right? So in that sense, I think they kind of don't have a choice but they have to support the idea that people go through procedure. But the other element of it is, to what extent do you then say, well, there was a process, therefore there's no culpability whatsoever in terms of a broader political and social morality? And I think there then it's a little bit trickier, because even if you undergo processes, the bar for us is always supposed to be a little bit higher for our public representatives or for people in the public.
All right, with that, the Politbureau is now adjourned. Let's reconvene again next week. Till next time, take care. You guys are pros.